everyone. This is, or I guess Professor Hinton. This is my analysis of the three local LLMs that I've been playing around with for a day or so on my laptop here. So I went over, or I kind of tested out two of the ones that you went over in the class recording. So Reasoner 1 and DeepSeek. And then also I did GPT-4 all Falcon. So those are the three models that I tested there. So we're going to go kind of talk about how they worked relative to each other. So Reasoner 1, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 8 billion parameters, which isn't too bad. It was pretty decent at reasoning. I played around with it and asked it to build me kind of a schedule based on some parameters for next week, and it did pretty decent. So its reasoning skills are pretty good. It was a little slow, with 8 billion parameters and the 8 gigabytes of RAM. And of course, it's going to be slower than the online models, definitely, but it was a little bit slower than the other local models as well. Runs off of JavaScript, and then so for some of the explanations that it gave, it tried to generate some JavaScript to enhance the explanation. It did have some trouble with that. But overall, its logical and deduction capabilities were pretty decent. I thought it was pretty good. So then the DeepSeek R1 Distill Quinn was a tinier model there. So about 1.5 billion parameters. So it was a little bit quicker than Reasoner v1 and still provided pretty decent explanation for like general questions. Like I've asked both of those, like are humans or is AI smarter than humans? And they did pretty much around the same level of explanation for that and for other general questions as well. DeepSeek R1 was a little bit quicker than Reasoner v1 because it had, smaller model there. So, and of course it's only going to take, so the DeepSeek R1 only took 3 gigabytes of RAM, so it's going to be quicker there. Also asked it to build some code in Python. It did a pretty decent job for basic programming. So I tested out the same thing that you tested out in the class video, which was make a little menu. So I made a little menu for seafood. Did pretty decent for made a few menu items with prices and all that. As you got more complex though with the code, of course it started, it was okay, but it was kind of like to make an analogy, it's like using kind of a half-hearted translator. Like it got the gist of what you asked it to do, but not really the full details, as you would expect, with a small model like this. Yeah, and let's see what else. So it was pretty decent. It was okay. And then the last one here, the GTP4 All Falcon. This one kind of surprised me a little bit because it was super quick. But which kind of surprised me because it was 8 gigabytes of RAM and 7 billion parameters. So I wasn't expecting it to be as fast as they said it would be, but it was very quick. But it did kind of take off some of the details in the answers that you would ask it. For example, like when I asked the first two models, is AI smarter than human? It provided like bullet points and kind of details about, it kind of broke down aspects of human intelligence and where AI kind of does better and worse relative to the different aspects of human intelligence. And when I asked GPT-4 Falcon the same question, it just kind of gave me like a few sentence answer saying that, no, AI isn't as smart, but it didn't provide a lot of details, which makes sense if it's going to generate the answer faster. And let's see what else. Yeah, so for going a little bit more details on the GPT-4 Falcon, um, it's good. It's good for like general questions if you want the quick answer, um, but not as detailed as the other ones. So I guess the same thing I was saying. Yeah, so that's about it for my analysis of the three local LLMs. Just a general analysis there. And hope to see you in class later. Bye bye.